Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, VC. Hope you're doing well. I'm having a very relaxing Sunday morning here. I'm listening to some records. I thought I would do a vinyl find. Surprise, surprise. I hope everybody's doing really well. I'm just going to adjust the camera a sec here. I had a really nice time hanging out with Alex on the live stream last night. And I thought I would do a little video. I went through a large jazz collection recently, which was very cool to do here in New Zealand. I picked up some really nice items and they weren't cheap, but I kind of felt like when these things come up, you kind of have to grab them. So there's some nice items. One really big one I'm really happy about. But yeah, there's quite a few, so I'm just going to go through as much as I can in about 20 minutes, and we'll see how we go, depending on how much I waffle on, so to speak. What else is going on? I recently bought myself a Bluetooth streamer DAC kind of thing, so I am currently questioning my record collection because there's lots of things I have that I don't particularly need on vinyl when I can just literally stream it. It doesn't sound as good, but it sounds acceptable. I'll give you an example. I picked up I think it might be not quite the latest, but definitely from this year, the new Jeff Parker called For Folks. It's a really, really beautiful album. Obviously, Jeff Parker being an absolute master. We know him through Tortoise and a million other side projects and jazz projects. This is him just with an acoustic guitar and messing around with really minimal effects and loops. I really like this record. Beautiful artwork. It's a really lovely ambience to it. But do I need the vinyl? And I probably don't. I could probably stream it and be happy with it. The fact that this has quite a bit of noise on it, even after cleaning, kind of doesn't really help either. So I'm questioning things like this. I probably will keep this one, to be honest, but things like that. So I'm kind of questioning the collection. That's that. And I also did pick up the other latest one, which I really enjoy. This is called, Recordings from the Islands, Jeremiah Chiu and Marta Sophia Hona. This is a really, really beautiful ambient, new agey, lots of samples and field recordings mixed in, a very dreamlike piece of music, recorded in the Islands, which I'm pretty sure are halfway between, I want to say Iceland and Sweden. I didn't read the whole booklet and I've forgotten all the information. This is really wonderful. For me personally, a lot of the later international anthems haven't really been ticking any boxes. I don't know why. I don't know if they're not connecting with me, but those two really hit the spot almost immediately. So I grabbed those. I did also grab this one, which no one else is really talking about. It is called Achilles Navarro and Tesha Holmes, Heritage of the Invisible 2. Now, this is something that I've been streaming a lot for the past sort of year, and I've been meaning to pick it up. And ever since picking up the record, it's kind of isn't doing it for me the way it was when I was kind of first hearing it. It's kind of free jazz with lots of dubbed out sounds and electronic whirling dark things to it. The description is very over the top. Telepathic Afro-Caribbean improvisational duo induces dialectic advances from a turbulence of superlative sonic poets. God, that's terrible. I don't know if I can recommend it. It's good. I just don't think it has a lot of layers to it, and I find myself not being moved by it as much as I was the first few times I heard it, I guess. I feel like I'm starting off quite negative in this video. I'll move on to something that I'm really, really happy to find. I didn't think I would probably ever get a copy, but I did. This is a near mint original, Roy Brooks' The Free Slave. Now this is an absolutely amazing live jazz record, featuring the wonderful Roy Brooks and anything with Cecil McBee on it. George Coleman, Woody Shaw, Hugh Lawson, and Cecil McBee recorded live at the Left Bank Jazz Society. I think this is kind of widely regarded as one of the best Muse records. It's funky, it's grooves, it's free jazz, it's loud, it's powerful. It sounds like a live Stride East record. The easiest comparison would be those live at Slugs, but I think this is better. It is going for absolutely crazy money at the moment. I didn't pay I paid a little bit for it. I didn't pay a crazy amount. But yeah, really happy to get this. It's something that I've listened to a lot on the internet. Yeah, I had a mini heart attack when I saw it. Roy Brooks, The Free Slave. Absolutely wonderful. I'm smiling just seeing it again. It made me happy. And that's why we collect records, because of that feeling, you know. I love it. It's so powerful and so dynamic, and there's lots of interaction with the crowd. And it's just one of those ones where you can imagine the recording and the atmosphere and the power in it. It's truly wonderful. This is one that I picked up from a friend. I'm always on a lookout, well, not always, but these Blue Note 2 LP things from some of the more interesting and obscure artists that are usually really, really good. Like there's a Jackie McLean one that's really good. I think it's called Hypnosis. I wanted this Andrew Hill one. There's a Sam Rivers one. I forget the names of them. And they've always got really interesting compositions and stuff that weren't on albums. This one is 2 LPs, and there's some really interesting, I think it's side 2 and side 3 have him kind of a lot more laid back, almost groove focused and funk focused, and there's a few tracks with a string quartet, which I really like. I'm kind of used to hearing him in full kind of fire mode, lots of notes, lots of keys, but it was really cool to see his compositions laid back. I'm not going to say Axelrod, but there was some things that kind of reminded me of it. It was really refreshing to hear something different from Andrew Hill. So definitely happy to pick this up. Very interesting. It's a winner. This is one I grabbed that I wouldn't say I definitely need it, but it's really enjoyable. All his, like, did he ever do a bad album? Actually, he did do a couple of later terrible ones, but this is Expansions, amazing lineup. You kind of know the drill from the albums around this sort of time. Absolutely powerful, dynamic, very fast. It's really good. It's got Woody Shaw, Gary Bartz, Wayne Shorter, Ron Carter, Tyner, and Freddie Waits. A really all-star cast. These are sort of records that I think if you gave to someone who's just getting into jazz, it would kind of blow their mind as to what jazz could be. It's really good. It's really enjoyable. You know the drill with these sort of McCoy Tyner albums around this time. Time for Tyner is the other one that's really good. I think it was either just before or just after this one. Grabbed it. Alright, I was pretty happy to grab these 2 Sun Ra records on Delmark. They kind of leaped out at me when I was going through the collection. They're both basically unplayed. As you can see, they almost look like reissues, but I think these are very, very early pressings on Delmark. This one I was really happy about because it has 6 tracks from the Sun Ra Visits Planet Earth, which I love but I do not have. And I think this one is a reissue of the first Sun Ra release, and I've completely forgotten the name of it right now. With a different cover and a different title. As you can tell, this is kind of more in the big band swinging vein, and this one kind of goes a little bit more out there with some more interesting instruments going on. The track the basically side B, the first 3 tracks, Ankh, Saturn and Reflections in Blue, I think are particularly captivating and interesting. But yeah, this is Sun Ra and the orchestra's song Sound of Joy. Lovely stuff. And we can keep going. This I probably don't need, but I didn't have it and I really enjoy it. I love anything with a piece of art by Henry Rousseau. I should do a series. I think I've got 3 records now that has Henry Rousseau art on it. The Lauren Thibault record I showed in the last video. This one, and I think there's another record. Does the Midori Toccata record have, is that Henry Rousseau? I'm pretty sure it is, on it. So that's quite funny. Anyway, this is Thelonious Monk plays the music of Duke Ellington. Really lovely, very interesting. You can tell there's a lot more going on. I need to spend more time with this one, but this is just an original Jazz Classics reissue. I think it originally came out on Riverside, but yeah, lovely cover as well. Yeah. What else have we got? I found in the collection as well this lovely record here. This is a original French pressing. This is Charles Toliver Impact, Music Inc. and Orchestra. So as you can probably tell, this sounds like a Strata East record with an orchestral big band feel to it. It's really killer and really good. There's a lot of musicians and a lot of sounds going on here, but it sounds so dynamic. It's an amazing example of, yeah, I guess if you're interested in a more big band swing sound, but with the fire and the compositions of, you know, stuff from Strata East at this time, I think this is really, really great. It did get reissued on Pure Pleasure a couple of years ago, and I almost bought it, but I never did, so I'm really happy to kind of hold out and get this pressing of it. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Impact by Charles Toliver from 75. Should we keep going with jazz? Go on then. This is one that I'm still trying to get my head around. This is Steve Lacy doing Apostrophe. Now, I hadn't seen this one before, and I saw it was on BYG Actual, and I thought, I love the other one that came out on New Jazz, which is, I think it's just called Steve Lacy Plays Thelonious Monk. It's one of my favorite jazz records, so this was kind of a no-brainer. So I get this home and I put it on, and I'm kind of not really feeling it too much. And, you know, I love Steve Lacy, I love Thelonious Monk. This should tick all the boxes, but it's just not connecting with me. It's he's doing a lot of that really like screechy, squelchy, kind of high-pitched, sounds like a cat kind of stuff, and the band is kind of more in like a post-bop groove, and for some reason, I don't know, I find they kind of don't complement each other. I don't know, it doesn't seem, it's not working for me. I can't describe what it is. Yeah, so there we go, Steve Lacy. I'm gonna give this more time, obviously. There's probably a lot more to it, but at the moment, it's not gelling. Being honest. This record is an amazing record. I'm happy to finally get a copy. Low Life Brotsman Laswell, absolutely amazing. Look at these wonderful photos on the back cover here. Yeah, this is on celluloid. I don't know what is this thing in New Zealand. It's very surprising to find a copy. This thing is barely played. You know, people talk about, I mean, there's a whole bunch of Brotsman and the FMP label, but this will be a good start if you kind of want to dig into someone like Brotsman or even Bill Laswell. Oh, it's probably not a good starting point for Bill Laswell, but yeah, if you're kind of looking for something, I don't know how I would describe what this is. If you know what it is, you know what it is. I don't know. It's a great record. Happy to get it. All right, whipping through these. What else have we got? Picked up this record here. It was kind of the last record by Space Case, the New Zealand jazz funk fusion outfit. They've had 3 records on Ode, and this was the one that I was missing. I think 3 members of this featured in Dr. Tree, if you know that record. This is something that about 10 years ago Chris Cole switched me onto. I'd never heard of these guys, and he said, if you ever see them, can you send them my way? And it's taken me this long to find all 3 copies, all 3 Space Case 1, 2 and 3. And they weren't cheap either. So, you know, if I find more copies cheap, Chris, they're obviously going to you. But if it's taken me 10 years to find these 3 at reasonable prices, it may be a while. Anyway, this is really good. It's my favorite of the lot that I've heard so far. I guess you would say it's, yeah, jazz funk fusion, a little bit more laid back than the other ones. I think number 2, the one called Executive Decision, is definitely more like hard fusion, where this is kind of, there's a bit more space and a bit more groove in it. So I really like it. The artwork is terrible though, like what is going on there? Look at these dudes. I don't know. This is one I found at a record fair. I was really happy to find. Worried Now Won't Be Worried Long. This is a compilation on Mississippi Records, field recordings from Alan Lomax's Southern Journey. It's a compilation of, I guess you would say, blues and gospel and folk music from, yeah, the southern states of America. There's some really beautiful tracks on here. I love some of these recordings. You can kind of hear the sounds of the evening in the background, and just the emotion in the voices. It's really, really amazing. I didn't know this one when I picked it up, but yeah, it's really, really beautiful. Something I've been listening to a lot lately. Yeah, there's just a real variety of sounds, but also like a through line with it. So yeah, that's a really great one. Mississippi Records. I think this came out about 8 or 9 years ago now. Lovely. How are we going for time? 17 minutes. I've got about 5 things left. I'm whipping through these. This is I've had a reissue of this for years, but I've always, well, for about 3 or 4 years, I've always wanted an original. I treated myself and grabbed one off eBay from the US. The prices have come down slightly on this. It was going for stupid money a couple of years ago. It's sort of become a little bit more bearable now. Wonderful soul jazz, spiritual jazz, jazz funk, jazz fusion, it's all in here. Wonderful vocals by Gene Kahn. Woody Shaw is on here, Billy Hart. Yeah, really, really wonderful. If you like those Doug Kahn records on Black Jazz, this is very much, especially Spirit of the New Land, this is very much in that vein. Do they do a cover of that? No, they don't. I thought they did. I'm getting confused. But yeah, this artwork looks cool from a distance, but then you get closer and you go, what is that? What is going on there with that skull? This is terrible. It's like someone just discovered paint or Photoshop or something. Is it amazing or is it terrible? I still haven't decided. Anyway, yeah, lovely. Really, really happy with that. That was a big want list item. A couple more. I don't need to talk about this one too much. Mingus, something that was missing. I don't need it, but I just, it's got so many classic tracks on it. It's nice to get one. This is one of the later impulses on the Green label. I don't need to talk about that one too much. Dead Sea Klima Est Mort. Sorry for the description. This is meant to be a live album that I don't think is actually live, but it's kind of a fake live album. Yeah, it's really hard to describe this. It's just power, noise, and drone, and shambolic screeching, and I've listened to this a few times now. One time it blew me away, the second time it didn't do anything, and the third time I had to switch it off. So I don't know where this sits. It could just be my mood. But when they're amazing, and then other times I just have no interest. This is an original pressing on Silk Breeze. I want to say this came out in the mid-90s, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm not, yeah, there's no information on here. Yeah. Lovely. We got 3 more. Keep with another New Zealand. This is an absolute classic post-punk 12-inch. This is the Future Shock 12-inch. If you're kind of interested in Flying Nun, you'll kind of know what this is. Contains Future Shock, Adults and Children and Machine song from 1980. Yeah, this is absolutely amazing. Top shelf. Yeah, post-punk, noisy. I don't know how you would describe it. Snarling vocals. Very happy to finally get this. Been on my want list for ages. Ticked off. All right, last one. This is one where I feel like the cover appealed to me, and just the obscureness of it. This is an Australian jazz record from, I want to say very early 60s. I've seen a few people on Instagram talk about this. It's definitely overlooked, but it's nothing absolutely amazing. This is Straight Ahead by the Bryce Roeder Quartet on the Coronet label. It's just really nice bop music, some nice piano, nothing out there at all. I did get sucked in by the cool cover, and yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say about it. Would I recommend it? Probably not. It's nice. It's fine. It's probably something I should put on a Sunday morning while I have a cup of coffee, to be honest. Yeah. All right, I rushed through that. I hope I wasn't speaking too quickly. 22 minutes. That's a lot of records. I did sell a whole bunch though, so it all evens out. All right, thank you guys.